What is up, everybody, and happy Friday. This is the Homestand Show. Justin Pooney, your host with the most, joined with Sarah Pararia. Sarah, it is Friday. We finally reached the end of the week, and we finally reached
club football, baby!
Don't disrespect the MLS like that. But the Premier League is back. Manchester City is taking on Burnley as we speak. Still 0-0. It just actually kicked off as this show was kicking off. Oh, okay. Well, Sarah's watching the game. So Sarah will be providing us updates as we go along. I want to thank you guys all for the support. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Please also follow us on all of our social media platforms. Your support means the world to all of us. You know what means the world to you, Sarah Pararia? Club football.
Hey.
It's back.
Yes, sir.
Before we get into that, though, I just want to get off some news and notes about the Toronto Blue Jays. Alek Manoah has been sent down to AAA ball after he struggled yesterday in Cleveland. We don't know what the Jays are going to be doing with Alek Manoah. Only time will tell. I hate to say I told you so, but to everybody that talks baseball on this show, I told you so. But let's just get right back into footy talk, okay? So, Man City kicks off today against Burnley. On a scale of 1 to 10, how amped are you?
So amped that I have it on my screen right now. I love this. They picked a really good match. We obviously have the title holders in Manchester City and Pep Guardiola taking on newly promoted Burnley, Vincent Kompany, a former player.
How poetic.
Exactly.
Poetic.
So, really exciting. Big matchups this week, though. We have Liverpool and Chelsea on Sunday.
And we're going to dive into it all. But first, of course, when you think of Man City, you think of Kevin De Bruyne, Pep Guardiola, but also the one man from Norway with the golden blonde hair, Erling Haaland. And Sarah Pararia posed the question, who can stop him from leading the league in goals once again?
The Premier League is finally back. Yes, today is the day Manchester City and Burnley kick off the 2023-24 season. And one massive question we all want to know is, can anyone catch Haaland this season? Well, to put it shortly, no, this man is a cyborg who has the ability to tap in anything from inside the box. With 36 Premier League goals last season, the only person who was close was Harry Kane, but it looks like he's making the move to Bayern Munich. So who can catch Haaland? Could it be Rasmus Højlund, the new signing for Manchester United for £72 million? Coming in from Atalanta, Højlund scored 9 goals in the Serie A last season. But it's hard to see him competing with the Norwegian in the Premier League. Manchester United will definitely be relying on this one to be their guy this season. Could it be Kai Havertz, who made his move to Arsenal from Chelsea this summer and has already scored 3 goals for the Gunners on their international tour? It's time for the German to break through after having a rough time with Chelsea and Mr. Bowley last season. And with Gabby Jesus injured and under Arteta with a talented Arsenal squad, Havertz could be the best contender to give Haaland a run for his money. Now, I had Christopher Nkunku as a dark horse. The 25-year-old Frenchman joined Chelsea for $66 million from RB Leipzig. He scored 23 goals last season with the German side and assisted 9 times. But unfortunately for Chelsea and the youngster, he picked up an injury during the international tour and looks to be out until December. Finally, let's give some attention to Liverpool and their revamped side. With a stacked new midfield, maybe Darwin Núñez will shine like we all expected him to last season. Núñez has been fire for Liverpool during the international break, scoring 4 goals, and alongside Mo Salah, Diogo Jota, and McAllister behind him, the Uruguayan could be lethal. Or maybe it'll be an unknown. Only time will tell, but it all kicks off today.
Cut to Sarah Pararia. She's got some breaking news. What happened?
Here we go. Manchester City score early, literally 3 minutes into the match, and we have the one, the only. It's Erling Haaland.
Wow. Yo, you know what? Honestly, we talked about Vincent Kompany and the poeticness of him facing his first match with Burnley against City. Erling Haaland scoring a goal right after your piece finishes.
It's
was it
like
a nice
it
goal?
Was meant to be.
Was it a nice goal?
Yep. Cross in, and he just taps it right in as he always does. Did I not say that as well?
KDB crossed the ball?
No, it's looking like is that Ruben Diaz?
Ruben Diaz. So this is why you stay on the Homestand Show, guys. Because if you don't have...
Rodri. Sorry, correction.
This is why you listen to the Homestand Show and watch the Homestand Show, because we will keep you up to date in the world of sports as it happens. As things break, we are breaking it for you.
Woo!
But now, here's one thing. I have a problem with your piece. You didn't mention Marcus Rashford.
Carmelo Anthony.
You didn't mention the break to stop Haaland.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they obviously spent like 72 million on Rasmus Højlund. They're going to have to put some trust in this guy. It's a lot of pressure, but he's going to be their guy. Will Rashford be starting alongside him? Who's to say? Will Rashford be healthy this season? Who's to say? My concern with Rashford is his consistency. We spoke about this before, but he has trouble getting into form and then staying in form. And he is a super talented player, but this has been an ongoing problem for him throughout his career. So I can't trust him right now.
Look, Erling Haaland is the cream of the crop when it comes to goal scoring in the Premier League. That's why across all North Star bets, right? They have him as the favorite to lead the league in goal scoring. That's what every pundit in the world thinks Haaland is going to be, leading the league in goals once again. But Marcus Rashford, I think after last year, he kind of, I wouldn't say arrived, but he showed that, he can take it up another gear. Right, 30 goals in all competitions last year. After they had a messy season, Manchester United in the beginning. You look at the top teams in the Prem. There's question marks. Kai Havertz had a horrible year last year with Chelsea. Can he rebound? Yeah. You mentioned Højlund. He didn't score that much in Serie A, and to expect him to step it up in the Premier League is a big ask, right?
I don't think he's going
Harry Kane is on the next flight to Germany, right? And then who else? You got
well, I wanted Christopher Nkunku to be the guy, and now he's hurt. And now I'm really upset about that because I think he could have given Haaland a good run for his money. But yeah, who's to say? At the end, I kind of alluded to maybe it's someone that we're not shedding any light on. Could someone rise from the ashes? We don't know. But, I mean, right now, Kai Havertz looks okay at Arsenal for sure. Will Eddie Nketiah be the man, though, that's going to be playing instead of Gabby Jesus? I think Mikel Arteta is trying to figure out that one. So who knows? There are so many unknown questions. A lot of it comes down to lineups. A lot of it comes down to health, because these players are in fact going to be playing more football with the extended extra times that they've implemented in the Premier League. It's going to be more like the World Cup that we saw. So expect, +7, 8, 9, 10 minutes, even more. They're going over the 100th minute. These players are going to get tired and they're going to get hurt.
Well, I think there's going to be a whole lot of surprises this year. I want to ask the question to you.
Yeah.
Which side do you think this season will shock the world in the Premier League? Whether that's positive or negative or one of each.
Well, I mean, I have Everton going down. I don't think that's much of a shock. That's definitely one team. I don't think there's much of a shock with if Kane goes to Bayern Munich, that Tottenham will probably be on the lower half of the table.
A rock, yeah.
So I won't say any of those. Could it potentially be, you've mentioned Aston Villa?
That's what I was going to say, Aston Villa. I think that could be the shock. They have a now manager in Emery who, is class. They've spent a lot of money. They're coming off a successful season, the most successful season in a very long time. I would not surprise me, it might surprise a lot of other people, if Villa creeps into the top 4 this year, because we mentioned with Newcastle, they're going to be in the Champions League, and we know when it's your first time in the Champions League after a very, very long time, right? Your focus tends to shift there because you want to perform well on the biggest stage of club football. So I could see Newcastle taking a step back in the Prem and focusing on the Champions League, and that could be the opening for a squad like Villa, who could slide in, who was playing very well last year. And the thing is, Sarah, they were 4th in points per game last year in the second half of last season.
I think Villa are going to do well. Do I think they're going to do better than their 7th place finish last year? No. And if they do, maybe 6th. I think that's kind of where they're going to hover around. And I think that's great. I think that's a European position still. That's great for them. But when you have the likes of City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Man United, Newcastle, what's Brighton going to be like? I'm a bit worried about Brighton, to be honest, because we have Alexis McAllister who's gone to Liverpool. Last night, Moises Caicedo linked with Liverpool. Chelsea are trying to go in for a snag. If he goes, their midfield is looking a little sparse. Yeah, yes. There you go. So maybe I'll go with, because I didn't really answer your question.
No, you didn't.
My surprise could be, especially with City, rumored with Matoma, Brighton to not do as well as maybe we'd all like them to do.
One player who will shock you, surprise you, with a good year maybe.
Or a bad year.
Or a bad year, yeah.
Shock. Oh, dear. Okay, what about... this one's tough. Let's go Kai Havertz at Arsenal. No. Let's go Kai Havertz to have a fantastic year with Arsenal.
Okay, I'm going to go as a player-wise. I think... I think Declan Rice, sticking with Arsenal, is going to have... He's going to prove why he was worth that much money.
He better.
I think Declan Rice, well, after what happened with Ben White, I think Declan Rice is going to prove that he was worth all that money for Arsenal and really, be that anchor that they need him to be. So I think Declan Rice is, because everybody was kind of talking about how, it's the English tax, he's not worth it. He might not be, but I think this year, seeing what I've seen so far from Declan Rice, I think he's going to have a very strong season for the Gunners.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, he's done really well with the Lions. We've known that. And so I think it's now he's with a club that's at a bit of a higher level than, of course, West Ham. Yeah. And with a much better manager. So, I mean, I'd expect him to do really well as well.
So, let's now look at this weekend's fixtures. Of course, City is up 1-0 on Burnley so far.
10 minutes
early in 10 minutes in. But when you look at these fixtures, right, let's look on the betting aspect of it. So,
yes, sir.
Give me a best bet of this weekend you have, and then the matchup you're most looking forward to.
It has to be the match I'm looking forward to the most is Liverpool and Chelsea. Naturally, we got two heavy hitters. I have a lot of questions about Chelsea, so I'd say that I'd like those to be answered potentially, as well as Liverpool. I'm curious to see how they're going to do. It's hard to judge teams on the international break because it's not really for anything, and they have a lot of rotating lineups. So I'm curious to see both these two sides get into action. As for my best bet, I would probably say that Newcastle and Aston Villa, I'd go for both teams to score here. I think that one has goals written all over it. That's going to be another really tight match. I think both teams are going to come out swinging. They're both really good quality sides. It's hard though. I think with the beginning matches of the Premier League, you never know because
people are still kind of in off-season mode. There's injuries, right? Teams are still trying to figure out their new systems and stuff like that. You took my match that I was looking forward to the most. So to be a bit different, I'm gonna go with United and Wolves because Wolves are not a good side, but I'm more interested in what United's gonna do. There's a lot of expectation that United will take the next step this year, and can they truly? They got back in, they've reestablished themselves at the second half of last year, but can they take that next step to become true Premier League contenders? I don't think so yet. There's a little bit of a gap. There's a big gap between City and the rest, but I think they can close the gap with them and Arsenal this year. And that leads into my best bet, which is under. It's a little parlay action because it's the first weekend of the Prem. You got to do a little bit something special, right? So under half a goal for Wolves. So I think United gets the clean sheet, and I'll take United to win at full time. If you parlay that on North Star Bets, that's plus 104. I think United will get off to a very strong start this season. I think Erik ten Hag and United are playing well. Again, they should be in form, and I suspect Marcus Rashford will score early in this game and to impress you.
I like that. Okay, hold on. I'm looking at one. I just thought about it now. Let me just try and pull it up. On North Star Bets, how about Brentford to beat Spurs? We know Spurs are in shambles. Yeah, but they've been playing without Ivan Toney
for a
while now. Brentford on the money line, is plus 175. Spurs are plus 150. But hey, I like a little sprinkle there.
You know what? It's the first weekend of the Prem. Anything can happen. We've seen some crazy upsets right away. So, of course, City is still up 1-0 early against Burnley. Let's switch gears to the FIFA Women's World Cup, which the quarterfinals got underway last night and then earlier this morning. Your Spanish side squeaked by.
Yeah.
And squeaked by the skin of their teeth, the Dutch, to move on to the semifinals. And then Sweden dethroned Japan. Not dethroned, but they beat Japan. Just kind of suffocated that Japanese offensive attack and won 2-1 as well. So from the early matches you saw, what was the biggest takeaways from each one? And then looking to this weekend's fixtures, which ones are you really have your eyes on?
I mean, I think we're at a point in the World Cup now, quarterfinals, where every match matters.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you should be watching every match at this point. Obviously, host Australia taking on the very experienced French side. And then, of course, the Lionesses taking on big underdogs Colombia. Both games, I think, are going to be great. As to Spain and the Netherlands, Spain had probably a great 80 minutes. They should have been up 3-0 early on. They couldn't get it in the back of the net, a little bit unlucky. And then once they went up, they kind of just started sitting back, and it really bit them in the behind because the Netherlands pounced on it and were able to score. This match went obviously into extra time, which I think we'll be seeing a lot of from the matches from now on with being tournament football. But Spain need to look at some of their mistakes in order to take on Sweden, because Sweden is a very pragmatic team. They don't play beautiful football. They learn how to adapt to the team that they're playing, and that's how they beat Japan.
They play winning football. Right? Yeah. They don't, you said it's not pretty, but they somehow find themselves, whether it's through penalties or whatever, they find themselves in positions to win. They're the only undefeated team remaining in the tournament. They've done what they're supposed to do, and that's
it's strategic.
It's strategic. And look, they've gone through the U.S. and Japan. Some would say two of the top favorites in the tournament, right? I think, Sweden is primed. We'll see what happens on the other side of the bracket. I know England is the current favorite, but I believe England will win. There's too much talent not to win. But like we talked about the other day, Colombia can play free. They have nothing to lose. England has all the pressure. They're without their best player in Lauren James, but England should still win this game. And if they don't, it will be a disappointment. So Colombia has that advantage. And then France, Australia, the home side, the host nation has, the home crowd advantage. But France, has an experienced side as well that knows how to play well in big matches.
Yeah, no, they do. And I think that's why they're going to end Australia's run here in the World Cup, unfortunately. I think so for the hosts, because France boasts so much experience. They have these players that have been playing in 2, 3, 4 World Cup tournaments, and it's going to benefit them, I think. So I think this is where we'll see Australia bow out. Listen, of course they could still win, but I have a feeling France is going.
So you're going to go France and
Colombia!
Okay, so you're on Colombia.
I'm going to go Colombia because you're going to go England, and let's keep it interesting.
Let's keep it interesting. But I'm going to go France, and I'm going to go... No, I'm going to go Australia, and I'm going to go England.
Yeah, let's do
I'm going to go opposite. Because,
I
want to see the host nation do well in their own tournament. That's always a good sign. And, of course, I think the Lionesses are going to do well. Now, before we wrap up the show, it's a quick show today because we want to watch the Prem, enjoy the Prem. What is your Messi update of the week? Because I know you.
I have a couple updates.
Okay,
actually,
what's your
really
Messi
quick.
update? Give it to us. The floor is yours.
The Messi update. Messi back in action tonight. Leagues Cup. Inter Miami back at DraftKings Stadium taking on Charlotte. Messi, Busi, Jordi Alba. Come on, they're going to be back
2+ goals tonight.
I think you should hammer 2+ goals tonight. Let's get that on North Star Bets if you don't mind checking that out.
I will check that. Keep on doing your updates.
He's been scoring every game he's been playing. They're back at home in Miami. The fiesta is going to be going. It's such a good vibe there in Fort Lauderdale. Fort Lauderdale. And I'm really excited. They're also taking on Charlotte, which is not a great team. They definitely played some tougher opposition, so I'm thinking this one is going to go their way. I'll be watching it. That game is 8:30 tonight. But while Justin looks for that really quickly.
Yeah, I'm still looking.
No, that's fine. I'm going to give some love really quickly. La Liga is also back, guys. Remember, Sevilla and Valencia start in about 30 minutes. Rayo Vallecano and Almeria is about to finish Rayo up 2-0 in that game. Barcelona taking on Getafe Sunday. Bilbao is hosting Real Madrid, so there's a lot going on. Jonathan David and Ligue 1 are back. David is playing right now. Lille against, hold on, let me bring it up. There's too much, against Nice. They're down 1-0 right now, but the French League is back. PSG confirmed no Mbappe against Lorient. And there's just so much football, guys.
Plus 190.
Plus 190, Messi, 2+ goals. Hammer it. It's free money, I promise you. But yes, the Prem's back. La Liga is back. Ligue 1 is back. It's going to be a busy weekend, guys, and Messi's playing tonight.
So, you know what? If you are a soccer fan or a footy fan, set your alarm early, wake up early tomorrow, get a cup of coffee, sit on the couch, maybe you open up a window, let the breeze in, and enjoy. Club football is back. Women's World Cup quarterfinals. What more could you ask for? That's perfect. Anyway, that's all the time we got for today, Hombre.
That's it.
That is all the time we have for the Homestand Show today. Take care. Brush your hair. Make sure to like and subscribe to the Homestand channel. Like and subscribe to all of our social media channels. And we'll see you guys all on Monday. And hopefully maybe James Sharman and Albert Vartanian might be back too.
We'll see.
Take care.